In this video, I wanted to go over what backed Bitcoin, what gives Bitcoin value. A lot of the common comments I get against Bitcoin, people who are against it, they simply say that Bitcoin is not backed by anything. They say it's worthless. It's only worth something because the next sucker is basically willing to pay more for this shiny coin, basically. And that's about all they see it as. And I think where people go wrong is that they fail to understand that Bitcoin is not an investment class. It's not an asset class in a dollar denominated world, a fiat system. It is a completely new financial network that is governed by different rules than which we exist under today. And what I mean by that is Bitcoin is backed by energy. Bitcoin takes real world energy to create. It turns electricity into monetary value, basically. It ties digital space into the physical space and into time. Satoshi Nakamoto, when he created Bitcoin, he basically created digital time. And yeah, there's no way to cheat more Bitcoin into existence. It is a new financial system where the units of currency cannot be snapped into existence by the money printer at the Federal Reserve Bank, who is not federal and has no reserves. Bitcoin is backed by the energy required to create it. When we are storing our time and energy that we spend working in a currency that is created out of nothing, then our time and energy is not respected. Our time and energy is siphoned from us without us even knowing it or consenting to it. But with Bitcoin, on a new financial network, that is not able to happen. The only way to create more Bitcoin is to participate in the network by contributing computer power, contributing your electricity, your physical energy that you have access to into mining blocks and contributing to the network in that way. That's the only way more Bitcoin can be created. And there still can't be more than 21 million Bitcoin, meaning your time and energy is safe. So I think that's the biggest thing. The most simple way you need to understand Bitcoin is that it's not a token, right? It's not a token someone created like all the rest of crypto. It's not a token someone created to try to sell other people on it, to try to buy higher than the next person. It is a network. It's a financial network with set rules that cannot be changed unless the rest of the network agrees to implement those changes. And it's simply better money, right? It is money. People don't question what money is because they've only known one type of money. All of us have only ever existed in a fiat world, in a world where money is created out of nothing. So we don't have a good point of reference to compare Bitcoin to. We can't, it's like calling it digital gold is good to understand the scarcity aspect of Bitcoin and how its supply is limited, but it's not just boiled down to digital gold. It is a monetary network. And another criticism I see is that Bitcoin is not used as a medium of exchange yet, but that just represents the opportunity we have. To be an early adopter of something, you're going to take some flack, you're going to take some criticism, but that also represents great opportunity, because if you adopt something when everyone else is using it, everyone else understands it, everyone else has implemented it in their lives, then the opportunity is gone. The opportunity is still there because it's still a superior invention. It's still superior technology, but the first adopter advantage is gone. So people make that criticism, and I guess it's a fair criticism if you want to think about it that way, but that also just represents huge opportunity. You have an opportunity to adopt and buy a percentage of a new financial network before everyone uses it and uses it as a medium of exchange. Like, how exciting is that? And yeah, and to the people that say it can't be used as a medium of exchange, I would just urge you to look at the Bitcoin Lightning Network. I've been doing a lot of research on that and how the Bitcoin Lightning Network can really scale transaction speed and affordability to the next level. Working on some projects on top of the Lightning Network as well. And that's going to be huge for Bitcoin adoption and, day-to-day transactions with Bitcoin, the underlying protocol. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening. Bitcoin adoption will happen whether you resist it or not. You can choose to resist it. Just like any other new technology, there's always been people that resist the new technology. The internet, like people hated the internet. People didn't see a use for it. People hated cars. They thought they were just big noisy contraptions, but to be a first adopter of something, like I said, you're going to take some flack and some criticism, and you have to be okay with that because it's inevitable. The better system is always going to win out in the end. And especially like with this channel, a lot of other great educators out there, if we get the right education out there, educating people on this, then it is even more inevitable than it already was that the better system is gonna beat out the system that doesn't work for anyone. Because why would anyone, if you can voluntarily just choose to start saving in Bitcoin, a money that doesn't steal your purchasing power from you every year, every day, and you can simply choose to opt out of it. So there's no reason people would choose to stick. There's no rational reason people would choose to stay in a financial network that siphons their time and energy from them as the supply of money increases with no limit. There's no limit to how many dollars can enter the system. There's no limit to how low your purchasing power can go. There's no limit to how much you can be stolen from. So yeah, that's what Bitcoin does better. Bitcoin protects your time and energy from the Federal Reserve. And it's time that we allow our time and energy to be preserved throughout space and time by saving in Bitcoin. If you enjoy this type of content, leave a like, subscribe. That helps out the channel a ton. As always, together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.